Time now for our countdown to the NBA draft presented by Movado. Visit Movado.com. The NBA draft coming up a week from Thursday night. And a special treat right now as we are joined by Kentucky coach John Calipari, who joins us on the phone. Coach, thanks so much for your time. Draft time is always an important time for Kentucky. Tell us about some of the prospects that might go early, including P.J. Washington.
Well, you start with P.J., who just took advantage of coming back another year. Every number, every metric, everything is off the charts. He can guard 5 positions, and he's on the climb they like to see. And then physically, he's not walking from a fist fight, let me just say that. And he can hang with any of the guys physically now. And you have Keldon Johnson, who, again, good size, good physical size, good skills, an attack player who can shoot it. I think, again, you look at him and what he would be able to add to a team, and especially where the game's going now, where it's truly positionless. I was meeting with my freshman today, and I said, "You watch the game last night?" "Yeah." "Who brought it up the court?" Like, whoever had it. Mm-hmm. And what kind of plays were they running? Well, it was random. Yeah. They run a couple actions to move the ball. They get into pick and rolls. They get into hitting an elbow, ISOs. And then they're trying to get quick movement, hard cuts. And it's where the game, which I've been talking about for a while, it's positionless and more random than anything else. But you got to be able to guard a bunch of positions. And then you have Tyler Hero, who, again, out of the mold of a Devin Booker, can really score it and shoot it, and a better athlete than people will give him credit for. Ended up being a terrific defender when he wasn't. The one thing that kind of sets us apart about what we do, we make you learn to guard defensively, staying in front. Even that game last night, the whole thing they said is you just got to stay in front of people. You don't have to steal it, but you got to stay in front so we don't have to help or rotate or jam in and give up threes and rotate the ball. And so, he and the guys we have were able to do that. So I think all 3 of them are going to be, like our other kids, they're going to be able to go in the league and really do it. So, I was proud of our guys this year. Now, and without you asking, I'm going to talk about Kevin Knox. Do you remember what I said about Kevin Knox last year?
Go ahead. He said he's going to a big-time prospect that's going to take some time to develop, correct?
There you go. So you were listening.
Always.
You were listening.
Always.
He's 18. He just turned 19. And I said, all you people got to be patient up there. The coach got to be patient. Scotty's got to be patient. They got to be patient because he's 18. His upside is off the chain, but it's going to take him some time. You almost got to look at him as though we got him. We're getting 2 picks early, him and whoever you take this year. That's what you got to look at this. And you know what? He showed sign. Mitchell had a heck of a year, and again, his athleticism is off the chain. And so I think, again, Kevin is going to be one of those guys, but it's just, like I said, he's a talent with unbelievable upside. Just be patient. And I continue to say that to you.
Now, I just recently saw Kevin Knox put up a couple of pictures from the beach. He looks like he's ready for the ESPN body issue. So he's definitely been in the gym, which we know is a big part of the development aspect. But, you mentioned how sometimes it takes a year.
Yeah. I didn't see the picture. Is he shaving yet?
Well, he's still 19, As you know, he hasn't turned 20 yet. That's still another 2 months away. So he's still a teenager.
New York, and you can't go into any clubs or bars.
That's a good thing around here. That's actually important. But hey, Coach, you did mention, though, sometimes you do have to have the patience with the player. De'Aaron Fox is a great example of that. As a rookie, he comes in, he's still a bit skinny, a bit light, a lot to learn, takes a bit of a beating. But he looked great this year. I mean, that's something I guess you have to expect when they're coming out of college at the age they're coming out.
I tell all these kids, don't draft my guys and act like they're 23 and 24. We haven't talked about Reed Travis, who I am telling anybody that will listen that you want him on your team. You want a true professional kind of player who, again, will add to any team. Here's a kid that came to us, improved in all areas, got hurt at the end, but he's going to be fine. I'm not sure he started working out, but I can't wait to see him on an NBA team and that coach and GM call me and say, we had a young team, and he came in, even though he's young, professional, work, added to the culture of what we're trying to build. So, I'm excited about Reed, too.
Hey, Coach, about the NBA quickly, because obviously Anthony Davis is going to be a big story this offseason and where he does end up. But your perspective of knowing him when you knew him as a young player, but obviously you kept a relationship with him as well. There is some criticism for him wanting out of New Orleans. But do you have a problem with a player wanting to control his destiny?
No, but here's the thing. If you understand Anthony, he wanted to win. That's what he wants to do. And he wants to know there's a plan. And I think he felt that in New Orleans they weren't going to do it. And then it got out there, and Griff's there now. I think they'll have that thing going, but probably too late. And I would say understand what he is. He's a generational player. Mm-hmm. He's like one every 10, 12, 15 years. So I would tell the Knicks or anybody else, you do what you have to do to get him on your team. And on top of being generational, he's not changed. He came down, he ran a camp here in Lexington. You know who was here, mom, dad, grandparents, sister, his girlfriend, his baby. I mean, he is one of the nicest, neatest persons, and he could deal with New York because he played at Kentucky and won a national title. It's not just that he played here and he played in tough games and all that. He won the national title, which is why he was picked where he was. And so, I look at him and I just say, dude is generational. Whoever gets him is going to be, they'll call me and say, I can't believe he's this good. Let me give you what I mean. He'll defer. If someone on the team has it going, he's fine. He's comfortable in his own skin, really, really smart, guard skills in his body. He's ridiculous. He's one of those guys, and I can understand why people are fighting. I didn't like how it kind of played out. I wish it hadn't that way. I wish it was behind closed doors. But you know what? At the end of the day, their careers are only so long. That's all they are. And there's a window, and you're judged in that league by one thing. Did you win a chip? You know that. I know that. Mm-hmm. Guys that haven't, they could say, yeah, you were really good, you were this, but you never won. And I think he didn't want to be that guy. He's won a gold medal, he's won a national title, and he wants to win a world championship. Can you blame him? And if it were you, would you want to be somewhere where you thought you could win? And let me say this, it's like L.A. and New York. You're never that far because it's always New York and it's always L.A. You're just not that far. Watching that game last night, let me just say this. If you have really good players, you got a chance. If you don't, you have no chance.
And you always have really good players, and we can't thank you enough for your time. Coach, thanks so much.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, Kentucky coach John Calipari, such an amazing imprint on the NBA with all the talent that he feeds the league on a daily basis.
He gets them ready. That's the main thing when he coaches them. He gets them ready for the next level. That's what he does.
For more great videos from the MSG 150, check out right there. And remember, our show is on Monday through Thursday, 8 to 10:30 p.m. on MSG Network and MSG Go.